Hello everyone. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Can we all hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
All right.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Good evening. Thank you all for joining. We are starting the session right about now. Um, all right. Welcome. Welcome to class, everyone. Thank you all for joining. We are happy to have all of you come on board. Right. So like I said, we'll be starting right about now. Today in class will be Today in class will be our mediation simulation slash practicals, and we hope that all the mentees are ready for their simulation. We'll be having two simulations in class. We'll be having simulation from group one. We'll be having simulation from group one and group two. Right. So please let's just sit back and we ensure to or we hope to have a great class. So just before I go ahead to read out, well, just generally brief us through the agenda of today. I would like to kindly ask for 1 minute so that I can try to get the mentors on call so that we can start proper. Right. So please 1 minute and I'll get back to you to us. All right. So not to waste any of our time, I can see we have Mr. Nyacham on the call already. All right. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be taking the agenda for today basically, or how we'll be going around, or how we'll be going around, how we'll be going around it is that I'll be introducing the mentors we'll be having in class today, and then I'll be introducing the mentors we're expecting in class today. And then after introduction, we will go ahead to have the simulations from both groups. And then after that, our mentors will comment on the simulation and basically anything they want us to know about the simulation, they would, right? So we'll be handing over to them after your simulation is done. But just to quickly introduce the mentors for today, our first mentor for today, sorry, 1 minute. Our first mentor for today we're expecting in class is Miss Omotayo Blessing. She has been here prior to now. In I think two of our two or three of the classes she has been available. So we look forward to having her again in today's session. You are very, very much welcome on board, Ma. Next, we are having Mr. Nyacham Nawan, right? Mr. Nyacham, we are no strangers to Mr. Nyacham. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. We're happy to have you in class. Mr. Nyacham Nawan is the Executive Director of Settlement House ADR Training Institute. And then also expecting in today's class is Mr. Tohid Amuda. He's an associate at Aluko and Oyebode. Then we are expecting to have in class also Mr. Idris Mohammed. He's a partner at slash founder at Femal ADR firm, right? And then we'll be having Miss Sewa Ese Ando. Yes, she'll be one of the mentors on today's class. Also, we expect Mr. Isaac, the founder slash president of African Center for Collaborative Dispute Resolution Ghana. And then I think lastly, if I'm not mistaken, we're expecting Miss Amina Ezekiel. Right, so that's it from our mentor side of things. So just to go straight into the session or in class, right, please we would like to call on the group one and group two. Group one, firstly, right, to come up and make their simulation. For those who will be participating in the simulation, you can kindly go ahead and unmute, identify yourself, the person who is going to be standing in as the mediator. You have to introduce the session to us and introduce all the parties. And then after that, people will go ahead with the simulation. So please, can we, if it's possible, we'd like to also see your faces. So if you can turn on your videos, right, that would be awesome. But I'm sure some people, their videos may interrupt with your network. If that is the case, right, if your network may interfere, if your video may interfere with your network, then you are free to leave it off, right? But we would like to have we would like to have you turn on your videos if you can. Right. So group one, if you guys are ready, you can go ahead and start your simulation.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Please, can I be heard? Can you guys hear
Yes,
me?
we can
Yes,
hear
good
you. Yes.
evening.
Good evening.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. I welcome all of us to this mediation section. We are for group one and we'll be starting now. So I want to thank both parties for, I'm sorry, I'm trying to on my video camera. I
When you
can't
are
on it.
you need to put on your camera if you are mediating, please.
So I don't know how to do that. It's not.
Dennis, please guide her.
Mr. Dennis, please, if you're speaking, your voice is muted. We can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Esther, are you with me?
Yes, sir, I am with you.
All right, please. There's a start icon on your video. There's like a start video icon, right? Have you tried turning that on or clicking on it?
Yes, sir, I have. They said I should refer to my setting to do that.
Okay. Okay. I don't know why that is the case. It's supposed to not have that issue, except maybe when you logged in, your video wasn't. Are you using a laptop or a phone?
So I'm using a phone.
All right.
Sir, excuse me,
Um,
I can actually help with that. She should go to her phone settings and find application, then find Zoom, then go to permission and click on video and audio. That should solve it. Go to your phone setting, go to application, go to Zoom app, then go to permission. You will definitely see video there. Then you turn it on.
Okay, I'll do that just now.
all right. Thank you very much. So. So while you're trying to do that, right, can we have other party members introduce themselves?
Good evening, everyone. I am Ashmi Salwan, AIC.
Okay, I've done that.
All right, over to you, Esther. Please, you can go ahead and start.
Okay, once again, as I say, good evening, everyone. I welcome each and every one of us to this mediation section. I want to welcome both parties to this mediation section. I want to thank both parties for this rare privilege to mediate over this section. I am Aminoma Esther, and I would love to be referred to as Ms. Mediator. I am a certified mediator with the Institution of Chartered Mediator and Conciliation, and also a certified mediator with the Settlement House Dispute ADR Training Institution. Can parties introduce themselves and what would be preferred to be called in this mediation section?
Yes, thank you very much, Miss Mediator. I am Ashimi Sauban, AICMC, and I would love to be addressed as Ashimi throughout this mediation proceeding. Actually, I am not here as a person to impose any decision or authority on my clients. However, I am here on a representative and an advisory capacity and also as a legal representative to Mr. Musa, the claimant in these disputes. Thank you very much for having me, Ms. Mediator. And I also love Mr. Musa to introduce himself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Mediator and the parties concerned. My name is Mr. Musa. My interest and claim in this matter is just for my arrears of rent and 20 million damage as a result of the actions of the company towards me. So that's why I'm here on this matter, and that is my interest. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Musa.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Peter. I am an associate of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators of Nigeria, and I am the legal advisor as well as the company secretary for A and B Company, who happen to be the respondent in this dispute. I would prefer to be referred as Mr. Jason in this matter. Yes, and I would be speaking on behalf of the company as well as making decisions on the company's behalf, having received the full consent of other board members and members of the company. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. So as stated in the contract, that if parties by any chance have any disputes, they should first seek a mediation. So I want to be clear that party has agreed to this mediation sections today.
Certainly, yes, Ms. Mediator, we have agreed to this mediation.
Yes, and on our part, we have agreed that we are here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I've already heard from Mr. Jason that he has the legal rights to make decisions for the companies. Can we hear the, okay, then I'll be setting out some principles that guide mediation. Firstly, this is a voluntary section. Secondly, this is a confidential section. So every decision made, say there, or every information disclosed by both parties will be kept confidentially, except otherwise stated by both parties. Thirdly, I'm a neutral party. I do not cite anyone, and I'm not here to impose any decision on any kind to both parties, but I am here to guide parties to resolve their disputes amicably. I'll be setting out some guiding principles and rules that will guide our today's section in order to have a smooth mediation section. So firstly, the rules is parties should use formal language, avoid abusive or insultive words. One party should speak at a time, no form of interruptions. Parties should switch off their phone to enable this mediation section and to avoid any form of external interference. Is that okay? Is that fine with both parties?
Yes, Ms. Mediator, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, parties. We may not hear the opening statement by both parties. Ashimini, please, you may proceed.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Mediator. Firstly, I would like to appreciate the mediator for laying the ground rules so perfectly and also for facilitating this resolution throughout this mediation process. Also, I would like to appreciate A&B company for taking that time out of a busy schedule to be part of this mediation procedure, and also showing that they are really ready to cooperate with us. So one thing I would like to mention is that make a mention of is that this dispute has gone out of hand, and as a result of quite a number of reasons, we are here today, and we don't want a bad blood to be created out of this dispute. All we want is a continuity in the relationship between our client, Mr. Musa, and the respondent company, and also to have our claim granted by at the end of the day. Thank you very much, Miss Mediator.
Okay, thank you very much, Akimi. I may now hear from the other party, Mr. Jason.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mediator. I must appreciate you for, as my counsel on the other side did, for laying out the ground rules that would guide these proceedings. And I must also appreciate Mr. Ashimi, as well as Mr. Musa, who have made out time to honor these proceedings. So moving forward, I would not have much to say. However, I must state that the reason we are gathered here today is on account of a claimant who intends to get benefits in form of salary for work that he has not done, whereas the actual definition and meaning of a salary should be payment for work done. So I am simply here to portray the resolution of our company in respect of not obliging to the claims, demands, and requests by the claimant. I would not say too much at this point, considering that it's just an opening statement. However, I would reserve the right to respond to any other thing that the claimant would say in these proceedings. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. So there is a clear agenda here, whether Mr. Musa will be entitled to the full payment of his salary and compensation for the damages he has suffered. We may now proceed to the discussion stage. Mr. Ashimini, can we hear from you?
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Mediator. As I stated earlier, this dispute arose as a result of the withheld salaries of my client, and this actually happened after he had been offered a job by the respondent company, A&B company, Abuja, Kaduna, and upon the conclusion of the final documentation, a COVID-19 outbreak occurred, and as a result of that, the federal government declared a lockdown throughout the whole nation. And due to this reason, my clients had to work from home. And initially, after this development arose, we reached out to the general manager, who informed me that the HR manager would do the necessary, and we expect the HR manager to be in charge of the settlement of necessary things that will aid our client to work efficiently from home, and also to get his salaries as a current employee of the company. However, he couldn't get that throughout the whole 8 months that he spent at home during this lockdown. And as a result of this, we are here claiming the 8 months withheld salaries, as well as a 20 million naira sum as damages as damages to compensate my clients for the injuries suffered throughout this period. Thank you very much, Ms. Mediator.
Okay, thank you very much, Ashimini. I may now hear from Mr. Jason. Jason, can you please?
Thank you very much, Ms. Mediator, and thank you for Mr. Ashimi for putting out a portion of the facts. Yes, so while we concede to the fact that we actually, as a company, employed Mr. Musa, however, unlike Mr. Ashimi had stated, Mr. Musa in this case had not actually done any work so as to be entitled to a salary. Yes, I would not overflog the issue, the matters that I said already in my opening statement. But let me take a cue from what Mr. Ashimi said in his just a few moments ago, where he raised the COVID-19 unforeseen event. Yes, he would agree with me, as we all here would, that such an outburst, such an event would be considered an act of God, not something that humans envisage, plan, or even can reasonably be expected to prepare for. It took everyone by surprise, and even both individuals and as a company, we know what we have gone through because of the COVID-19 outbreak, as well as the government lockdown and other policies that followed. And there is a lot to say about that. However, we are just here to represent the fact that the claims of the claimant are not something we are ready to concede to. And in that light, we are actually disputing that and saying that we won't be able to provide the claimant, Mr. Musa, with 20 million naira. And in addition to that, it would be reasonable to conclude from the evidence before us, from the facts rather before us, that Mr. Musa, the claimant, is either a very patient individual on the one hand, or on the other hand, a negligent and uninterested, or rather lazy person, for want of better words. This is in light of the fact that someone who claims to have interest in a company waited 8 long months. That's roughly three out of 4 divisions of a year. Yes, that's about 3/4 of a year. And it's quite a long time. However, we won't want to dabble into that. That was just an aside. And we would restate our position that we are not ready to comply with the demands. 20 million naira is a whole lot of money, and we're not ready to provide that to the claimant in this dispute. I would further reserve the right to respond to anything the claimant has to say or his representative has to say further in this matter. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. Actually, do you have any further response on behalf of a client to Mr. Jason?
Certainly, yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Mediator, for this opportunity. So, one thing I would like to make mention of is that my client, the claimant in this dispute, is a family man, and he resigned from a work which paid him 200,000 naira and got offered with a job in the respondent's company with a promise that he will be paid 250,000 naira monthly. And upon doing the necessary documentation, the outbreak, like I stated earlier, occurred, and he started working from home. The fact that we need to reiterate that he had an issue with the human resource manager, who we can say negligently did not reach out to our client as expected. And the fact that he didn't get any information from the HR manager does not affect his claim before this honorable session. Yes, the fact that he didn't reach out to he couldn't get anything from the HR manager within the period of 8 months does not in any way affect his claim before this honorable session. And on this, we are still insisting on the 20 million naira, because the claimants in this dispute really suffered a lot of injuries during this period. And as a family man, we all know that he had to provide for his families by all means. And in lieu of that, we are still insisting on the sum of 20 million naira as damages for the number of injuries suffered by my clients during that period. Thank you, Mr. Mediator.
Thank you very much, Ashimi. Mr. Jason, do you have any further response to Ashimi?
Very well, I do. But I must first of all appreciate you, Ms. Mediator, and counsel on the other side. The proceedings appear to be going smoothly. Now, I must begin from one of the points that Mr. Ashimi made concerning negligence. And in doing this, as I said earlier in my opening statement, I am speaking on behalf of our company. I'm not just a member of the company, but I am the legal representative and company secretary. And I can tell you for free as an insider that here at A&B Company, we prioritize employee diligence in work and integrity to work. And that's just to say that the allegation of negligence should not be one that is raised in relation to A&B Company. Reason being that we always pay attention to due process and we always do as we are expected to do. The evidence of that in this very matter is the fact that in responding to the, I must point out again, 8 months delayed reaching out, for want of better words, reaching out by the claimant in respect to the work that he had to do. He waited 8 months, and when he reached out, our HR manager, who was in charge of relating with him, actually passed the information in writing and stated the grounds upon which he would not be entitled to this. So that's just to address the issue of negligence. We are not negligent at A&B Company. Moreover, the claimant is still claiming 20 million naira. Now, I am no math guru. Yes, I never liked the subject from my early days in school. However, a simple calculation, a basic calculation, such as the amount we would have paid Mr. Musa if he was to work with us, and multiplying that by 8 months would not amount to 20 million naira as the claimant is claiming. It would rather amount to 2 million naira. Yes, and they seem to be claiming an absurd amount, over 5 times or about 5 times the actual amount that they are entitled to. And in this regard, we would stand on our position of not agreeing to the demands and the requests, whatever it is, by whatever name called, of the claimant. And I would still reserve the right to respond further to whatsoever the claimant would have to say in this matter. Thank you very much.
Is the mediator not in class anymore?
Apologies, everyone. I think she has a network issue because I just observed she doesn't seem to be on the call right now. Okay, she's back. She's back.
I'm very, very sorry for that. I don't know why it just got to the call. Sorry, Mr. Jason, you're done, right?
Yes, I just wrapped up my submissions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. It is clear that parties has reached a deadlock. We may now proceed to a private section. Ashimini, please, can you and your client leave?
Definitely, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Jason. How have the mediation section been so far?
Well, I must say, like you said rightly, we've reached an impasse because we are not ready to budge. Yeah, that's just how it has been so far.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Jason. So I will state the principle of confidentiality. Everything that you be saying here be kept confidential unless you otherwise state. So, Mr. Jason, what is your company proposal on this? Do you have any other for that thing to state?
Well, yes, I do. Thank you very much, Ms. Mediator. Now, to cut the long story short, and in order not to overflow the issues that we've already addressed, 2 million naira, 2 million naira is on the table as damages for Mr. Musa, and while we interviewed him, I must confess, because this is a private session. Although you have my permission to disclose this information to the other party. But during the interview, the HR manager reported to me personally that Mr. Musa appears to be the perfect candidate for the slot that we offered, that we interviewed him for. He would rather be an asset to our company. Yes. However, due to the COVID-19, there are a lot of things we are still battling inwardly. Okay, so let me not say too much, but we would be able to offer him 2 million in damages and then couple that with a retention of his employment contract. So that's, I heard the fact that he's a family man and we must sympathize with him, and offer him the job. But apart from that, he's an asset to the company. We can continue to work with him. But as for the damages, we are ready to offer 2 million naira in damages. And that is what we propose
Okay, thank you very
moving
much.
forward. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. Do you wish I disclose this information to the other party?
Of course, like I stated earlier, you have my consent to do so, so we can reach an agreement.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. We now leave the private section where we have Ms. Ashimi and Mr. Peter.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mediator.
I welcome you to this private section. I must state that every information disclosed there will be kept confidential unless you otherwise state. The company A and B proposal is 2 million naira, and they have agreed to reinstate you in to keep working with them. What do you suggest on this?
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Mediator, for this opportunity. The proposition of the company is not something that we can accept with open hands, because we have, before this session, a claim of the 8 month salaries and as well as a 20 million naira. And also for the company to bring it down to as low as 2 million naira is not something to write home about, honestly. However, granted, to have a quick conversation with my client, because I am not here to give a decision on his behalf. However, I'm just here to advise him and also to represent him to the best of his interest.
Okay, Ashimi, you can do that.
Thank you very much, Mediator. So, Mr. Musa, I hope you've seen how everything is going since all this while, since time we started this proceeding. So, we understand the fact that the company on its own side, it was badly affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. Yes, we all know that, and we know that this thing will also have an effect, or let me say, an impact on the company's revenue. Majority of the workers, they work from home, and also the normal routine could not be maintained during this lockdown. So I will like to tell you, or what do you feel about the proposal of the company? Are you okay with that 2 million naira, or we should make an increase to it? Probably we should cut down the 20 million that we are asking as damages, probably something between 3 million and 5 million naira. So what do you think? Because whatever you say will be the thing I'll share with the mediator, also the other party.
Okay. I'm not okay with the 2 million. For me, the 2 million is small. It's small. I
Honestly. No.
try to get an increase, but for me, the 2 million is small. It's really small.
Okay, look at the fact that you still have a relationship with the company, like an employee-employer relationship with the company, and for us not to like strain the relationship between you and the company, should we go with something like 3 million? At least you have an additional 1 million to the 2 million to the 2 million naira total retail salary. 3 million naira is okay for us to go and for us to ensure that the relationship between you and the company continues. What about that?
Okay, my lawyer, you made a good point. I'll go with the 3 million if you think it's okay.
No problem.
Um,
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your response, beautiful response on that. All right, okay. I will relate this to the mediator and also uh the other party. So thank you very much, Miss Mediator. I really appreciate you for waiting for us, for waiting for me to get a response from my clients. Thank you very much, Mr. Mediator, for that. All right. We will go with 3 million naira as the total amount that we will be getting from the responding company, and I really hope the responding company will also concede with that because we've tried a lot, and I really tried to convince my clients because coming down to 3 million, uh, I and I love the fact that they conceded to getting 3 million naira as the entire amount of damages from the company. So, and I would love this to be relayed to the respondent company, Miss Mediator. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Ashimi, and thank you for your contact to relate this information to the other party. You may now leave this private section while I have Mr. Jason in. I welcome you once again, Mr. Jason, to this private section. I must say that the principle of confidentiality still stands. Mr. Musa has agreed, Mr. Musa have countered your agreement and brought forth a proposal of 3 million naira, considering the fact that he's a family man and has wife and children to take care of. So what do you suggest on this? What's your company input on this?
Well, 3 million naira. Let me save up time in order to not say too much on it. And being that it's only about 1 million away from our initial proposal, we are ready to accept that counter. However, it will be on the condition that we are maintaining the employee relationship, right? So over the period of the next 1 year, if the company, through his contribution, that's through Mr. Musa's contribution, the claimant's contribution, so a company, if the company is able to realize up to a 5% revenue increase over the next 1 year, then we would agree. So yes, we are agreeing to the 3 million, but it's conditional. We spotted potential in him, so we don't think that would be an issue for him. So if within 1 year of his employment, he's able to generate 5% revenue increase for us, we would do so, and the 3 million will be paying it instrumentally. Yes, over that period of 1 year. That would be all for now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. And you seek I relay this information to the other party.
But in order to facilitate us reaching a consensus at Eden, thank you. Please do relate the information.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. You may now leave the private section where we have and I welcome you, Ashimini. I welcome you, Mr. Musa, once again to this private section. I must state that the principle of confidentiality is maintained. It still stands. The company A and B has agreed to your proposal of 3 million naira on the condition that within a period of 1 year, you'll be able to make a 5% increase in revenue. And this 3 million naira will be made in installments. So do you accept this proposal?
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Mediator. I know, as a matter of fact, that my client is one that can be reckoned with diligence, and as the respondent rightly said earlier on, he is currently a great at company, and I know that for them to say that he is a great asset to the company, he is someone that is also tasked and also can do a lot of things, and also great number of things for the company. So we okay, I would like the mediator to hear from my client himself, and I believe he will actually concede with the condition at the end of the day. So, Mr. Musa, what do you feel about the condition? Are you cool with it? Because I know you are really up to task, and that shouldn't pose any threat to you. Are you good with the condition?
Well, since time with their condition and you feel it's okay, on my own part, I strongly believe I can fulfill the expectations. But if you don't see any other red flag to that, then it's fine by me. It's fine by me.
All right, no problem. And I will also like the mediator to relate to the respondent company that we will really appreciate if the 3 million naira is paid to uh the the claimant in a reasonable period of time. So thank you very much, Ms. Mediator, for facilitating this. So you can relate this to the respondent company.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Musa. Thank you, Ashimi, for agreeing to this proposal. We may now have joint section. Mr. Jason may now be with us. Okay, I welcome us to this joint section. I want to thank both parties for agreeing to resolve their dispute amicably. I'll be stating out the proposals and what has been said in both private sections. The company A and B has agreed to pay you, Mr. Musa, the sum of 3 million naira in installments on the condition that within a period of 1 year, you make a 5% increase in their revenue, which you, Mr. Musa, have accepted to do. Am I right with this, both parties?
Yes, Ms. Mediator, yes.
Yes, Ms.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for that. Um, I may now hear the closing statement from both parties.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Mediator. Firstly, I would like to appreciate the mediator for taking our time to be here with us and also to be a part of this dispute resolution, and also for facilitating a mutually acceptable resolution between my client and the respondent company. We really appreciate you for that, Mr. And we really acknowledge your expertise in this resolution as well. Also, we would like to extend our gratitude to the Mediation Institute for giving us room to ensure that this resolution is also facilitated between my clients and the respondent company. And lastly, to the respondent company, we really appreciate them for taking their time out of this busy out of their busy schedule to be a part of this mediation proceeding, and also to we also appreciate the fact that they want a continuous, harmonious relationship between our clients and and themselves. So we are really grateful for that. Thank you very much, everyone, for being part of this process.
Okay, thank you very much, Ashimi, for that. We may now hear from Mr. Jason.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Mediator. Let me begin by appreciating you for your expertise as as the claimant's representative, Mr. Ashimi. As said in his closing statement, you've done quite well in facilitating this conducive environment for us to settle our differences amicably and reach a good resolution that is comfortable with both of us. Yes, I must also appreciate Mr. Ashimi. He is a good representative, and Mr. Musa for his time, for the sacrifices they have made in honoring these proceedings. And I must appreciate us all collectively for the flexibility that we have demonstrated in this matter in order to help us, reach a consensus. So thank you very much, everyone. And finally, let me appreciate JIIPCC and in collaboration with Settlement House ADR Training Institute, Shati, for this umbrella arrangement. And all in all, thank you everyone for your presence here. And we look forward to working with Mr. Musa in the subsequently as an employee of company A and B company. Once again, thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Ashimi. Thank you very much, Mr. Thank you very much, Mr. Jason, for agreeing to resolve your dispute and for the cooperation to enable us reach a settlement. I really do appreciate. And thank you for the opportunity to mediate over this section. I will put the settlement, the agreement in writing so that both parties can sign it. So this is the agreement that company A and B pays Mr. Musa 3 million naira installments. Mr. Musa will be able to make a 5% increase in their revenue. So can both parties proceed to sign this agreement?
Definitely, yes. Mr. Musa will do the signature.
Yes. We are.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, parties. We have come to the end of this mediation section. And I want to really thank both parties for their cooperation. Good night, everyone. Okay.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Group One, for that mediation session from you guys. We really appreciate the efforts you all put in ensuring that you are all present and you are able to play your role, right? After Group Two is done with their simulation, then we would have the mentors come and comment on both on both simulations that were made, right? So please, let's kindly just hang in while we have Group Two make their simulation. So please, Group Two members, if you are ready, we're also ready for you. Please, just like the way Group One did with their cameras and videos, it's getting very dark. So for those that have lights in their background, the power has gone out over at my end. But if you have lights in your background, please kindly do also turn on your video so that we can see your face while you make your simulation. Over to you, Group.
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello. Okay. Yeah. I can confirm that you guys are hearing me. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Samuel Udoku, and we are the Group Two. We're here to present our online mediation section, and thank you for joining us today. And first of all, please forgive me. My background is very, very dark, so I can't be able to put on my camera. Am I permitted? Hello.
Yes, we can
Hear you.
hear you.
Okay.
Just playing
Okay.
serious.
Can I proceed?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
you can
Okay. Good
proceed.
evening, everyone.
Please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Good evening, everyone. As I said, my name is Samuel Udoku, and welcome to this mediation section. I'll be serving as the neutral mediator today, representing Shati House. Thank you all for being here. So, good evening, the parties. Hope you guys are here. Can you please confirm? Okay. So, I have had the chance to meet the parties beforehand to confirm the agreement to mediate. So, but before we begin, please can you introduce yourselves? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mr. Musa Amsat Kehinde.
Good evening. My name is Barrister Ige Favor, and I am the counsel for Mr. Musa, and I would prefer to be addressed as Miss Favor.
Good evening, everyone. I am Miss Adama, the HR manager at A&B Company, and I'll be representing the interest of the company, A&B Company, in this mediation session. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Adeleye, Barrister Adeleye Adeshewa. I'm the company's representative and lawyer. I'll be representing the company in this A&B Company, this mediation session. I'll be preferredly addressed as Barrister Adeshewa. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for being here. You are very much welcome. So before we proceed, I like to tell you that mediation is a voluntary, confidential, and a neutral process. And this means that all parties are here by choice, and nothing said here can be used against you outside this process. So I will not be taking sides, I will not be giving judgment. My role here is to guide the conversation, to ensure fairness, and to help the two parties explore possible solutions. So before we proceed, here are some ground rules. The first is that each party will speak without interruption. Second is that we must maintain mutual respect for each other. The third is that no abusive language or offensive language is permitted. And the fourth is that if you have any concern, please direct them through me. These rules are set in order to help us stay organized and to help facilitate this section. So look at how we are going to proceed. Each party will first present their side of the case, then we'll move into discussion to identify the main issues and to explore possible settlement option. Then I will make sure that all parties here, in equity and fairness, have equal time to speak, and I may reframe or summarize to keep things clear. Am I being understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's begin with the claimant side. Mr. Musa or Mr. Musa's lawyer, you may start.
So I'm here today because on the 21st of March 2020, I validly accepted an employment offer from A&B Company after finishing off my documentation with the HR of that company. I was instructed to commence the company operation on the 1st of April, but unfortunately, we went into lockdown. Then the state government issued a lockdown directive on the 28th of March. Therefore, I was not able to start work. I did not fold my hands in idleness. Rather, I called the general manager of the company. I hit him up and I asked him, how can I resume my work from home? And he told me that I should reach out to the HR to give me directives on that. Here now, so I could perfectly carry out my job from home. For over 8 months, I've been reaching out to the HR to get any directive from them. But even after placing a call to that HR several times, she has not given me any response. Neither have I received any salary for up to 8 months now. I will let my lawyer get involved in this at this point.
Okay, thank you.
You can proceed, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mediator. Thank you, Mr. Musa. Followed by this injustice that was stated by my client, Mr. Musa. Mr. Musa, through me, his lawyer, demanded arrears of the payment of salary assessed at 2 million naira, in addition to the payment, in addition to the compensation of 20 million naira for the hardship cost. And the company, which is the A&B company, responded by claiming that my client, Mr. Musa, is not entitled to any payment because he did not work for a day. This is contrary to the contract. This is contrary to the terms stated in the contract, which place salary entitlement on the
date of commencement and not the day it was assigned. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The A and B company representative, I assumed you heard everything correctly, right?
Yes,
Yes, we've heard from them.
Okay. Do you have any response?
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
You can proceed, please.
All right. Good evening again. I am the HR manager at A&B Company, and I would like to say that we were really happy to accept and receive Mr. Musa into the company. However, due to the unforeseen circumstance of the lockdown as directed by the federal government, we had to cease operations at that moment. The lockdown met us at an unawares, and as a company, we lost both revenue, we lost money, we lost a lot of resources during that period. And because it was a lockdown period, we could hardly reach out to Mr. Musa to communicate with him whatsoever. Also, because of the lockdown, it was impossible for us to reach out to him and to get communication from him as regards working remotely. So it is not entirely that our decision or our choice. It is mainly because we had a backlog from the lockdown. That is why we are not able to reach out to Mr. Musa. Also, I'll just move it over to my lawyer to speak for me on my behalf. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mediator. On behalf of A and B Company, I want to thank Mr. Musa and the mediator for being here today. We understand that this matter is sensitive and will respect the mediation process. Our objective here today is not to cause any issues. Our objective here today is to promote a better relationship between the company and Mr. Musa and ensure that no party suffer losses during this process. And we hope to reach an agreeable settlement. Thank you.
Okay. Back to uh, Mr. Back to Mr. Musa and Mr. Musa's lawyer. You heard what they said, right?
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
Okay. So as regards to the settlement options, what are your points there? What are your view? What do
Okay.
you okay?
Before I start, Mr. Mediator, permit me to tender the terms of the contract of agreement between Mr. Musa and A&B Company.
Okay, yeah, that's very beautiful. Yeah, please, you can bring it up and let's take a moment to look at the relevant clauses together. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen. Please, I'm coming. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I can.
Okay, so we believe the terms of the contract gives us a clear framework for resolving this matter amicably. If I may draw attention to clause 1, it states clearly that Mr. Musa is entitled to a monthly salary of 250,000 naira. And also, in circumstances such as lockdown or other emerging issues, the employee will not be denied payment, and the employer has the responsibility to provide remote work or alternative arrangements. And in this case, this never happened. Mr. Musa was not provided any alternative work, neither was he given a remote. He was not provided any alternative arrangements, neither was he provided a remote work. Also, clause 5 provides that where there are disruptions or problems or issues to normal work, The company shall maintain effective communication within the employee. The company shall maintain effective communication with the employees. But A&B company never did that. They did not send an email, neither did they call to Mr. Musa, even after promising to do so. My client, Mr. Musa, is very much entitled to compensation. Also, clause 2, yes, clause 2 states clearly that salary entitlement is not conditional on actual working. This cancels the company's no work, no pay agreement because the company itself agreed that Mr. Musa's salary right began automatically on April 1st, 2020, regardless of whether work was assigned, as seen in clause 2. So their refusal to pay violates the written contract. The company cannot say Mr. Musa did not start work because he became an employee from April 1st, 2020. And from that day, he had full rights, including salary. So on this basis, Mr. Musa, my client, seeks a full arrears of all unpaid salaries, which amounts to 2 million naira, and a compensation for the hardship cost, which is assessed at 20 million naira. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. If I heard you correctly, you are seeking the salary arrears of 2 million naira and the damages of 20 million naira. Am I correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. The A&B representative, please, do you have a response to that?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, Mr. Mediator. I really appreciate this mediation process. I would like to clarify what my learned colleague said. But first, I would like to take a look at some key issues we are facing that has led to this dispute. Firstly, Mr. Musa is seeking 20 million naira damages and insists on salary arrears. Our company's position is clear and simple. Salaries are tied to work performed. Unfortunately, Mr. Musa never commenced work with us due to the unforeseen lockdown. The company was not operational, and as such, no salaries were earned. My learned colleague made mention of clause 2 of the said employment agreement. Clause 2 states that employment shall commence after documentation on the 1st of April 2020. All rights and obligations, including salary entitlement, begins on this date, whether or not the employer assigns immediate work. That means that the employer is meant to assign work. That means work has to be done. It does not have to be immediate, but work must be done. This is our company's policy. A policy any company should stand by in order to maintain financial stability. Also, Mr. Musa may argue that he resigned because of the company's offer. We sympathize with the impact of his resignation, but this was a personal decision taken before officially resuming. My learned colleague also made mention of clause 5 of the said employment agreement, which states that in the case of any emerging issues, the company will reach out to Mr. Musa. But due to the unforeseen lockdown, we can classify this under frustrating events. Frustrating events are events that happen without the control of both parties. It is a supervening event. It is an unforeseen circumstance. In the Nigerian law and generally common law, once frustration occurs, the contract is automatically terminated. We have frustrating events include emergency situation, fire outbreak, or war. Emerging issues stated in clause 1 did not expressly include lockdown. The lockdown directive given by the federal government supersedes any other directive, and hence we had to cease operations at A&B company. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Moses' lawyer, do you have any response to that?
Yes, I do. With respect, I feel we need to tackle the the word, the two words there, that is emerging issues, because emerging issue is lockdown is an example of an emerging issue. What are emerging issues? Emerging issues are of unforeseen events that disrupt the normal contractual performance, right? And the lockdown was an unforeseeable, and it was unforeseeable, and it was it was beyond the control of both parties. That is the very definition of an emerging issue. Also, Nigerian law protects employees from being left stranded in exceptional cases or exceptional situations like the one Mr. Musa found himself in. Mr. Musa did not voluntarily stop working. This should be noted. He did not just decide to stop working. It was prevented by circumstance that was beyond his control. And that circumstance is lockdown. And also, it was prevented by the employer's inaction because they never reached out to him. They promised to call him, and they did not do that. They could have even sent an email. They could have communicated even the termination letter. You could have communicated it through email. People during lockdown, people were able to work remotely at home. Mr. Musa could have done that, but there was no message whatsoever from them. And the principle of no work, no pay cannot be said to apply here because Mr. Musa was ready to work. The principle of no work, no pay can only be said to apply only where the employee refuses to work. And in this case, Mr. Musa was willing and able. He was willing, he was able, and he was ready to work. So the principle of no work, no pay cannot be applied here. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. This is getting really interesting. Okay, Barrister Adishawa, do you have any response to this?
Yes, thank you, mediator. My learned colleague made mention of clause 1. Clause 1 clearly states that the employee shall be entitled to a salary of 250,000 naira. However, in circumstances where the employee is unable to perform work duties for a period exceeding 3 months, the employee shall be suspended without pay, except in special circumstances where the employer directs remote work. We never directed remote work to Mr. Musa. Our policy is very clear: no work, no pay. Mr. Musa did not work during the 8 months of the lockdown. Mr. Musa made mention of the fact that he reached out to our company manager. But I must say, the HR representative is the one in charge of employees in the company. I don't know why he didn't personally reach out to Ms. Adana, our HR representative, but we can say for a fact that we were not able to get any information as regards the discussion with the company manager. Like I said earlier, during the lockdown, we were not operational. Hence, we were not able to reach out to some of the employees. Besides, Mr. Musa's services are not essential. Mr. Musa is a marketing assistant. The federal government directive stated clearly that there will be a lockdown except from essential services. Essential services here include healthcare services, food, utility services, and so on. Thank you.
Okay, Barrister Adishawa, I heard what you said. Before I'll hand over to Mr. Musa's lawyer, what are you still insisting on your offer, or what? Because I want to clarify things here.
Yes, we are insisting on our offer. However, we are willing to give Mr. Musa a letter of recommendation acknowledging his employment offer, which he can use in future job application. Thank you.
So if I got you correctly, your offer here is no work, no pay for the salary areas and a recommendation letter. Am I correct?
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
Okay. Back to Mr. Musa's lawyer. Please, do you have anything to say here?
Yes, I do, Mr. Mediator. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. And I know the business of A&B company was interrupted due to the lockdown. However, the inability of the company to make effective communication is solely of the company's fault and not my client's fault. My client should not be held responsible for the consequences of his action, for the consequences of their action, because it is not my client's fault. My client did exactly what was stated for him to do. He waited, because my client waited for the HR manager to get back to him, which the HR manager never did. So the HR manager not replying is of the responsibility of the company and not my client. So my client should not be held responsible for that action. However, in the spirit of settlement, and because my client, Mr. Musa, prefers resolution to prolonged litigation, we are prepared to reduce our demand to 10 million naira, 10 million naira for compensation, in addition to the 2 million salary in arrears. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Back to Barrister Adishwa. You heard what they said. Do you have any reply to that?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, Mr. Mediator. There's a common Latin maxim which says, "He who comes to equity must come with cleaner." So the lockdown event that happened was neither the fault of Mr. Musa nor the fault of the company. So we are willing to give Mr. Musa half of the salary arrears, that's 1 million naira, and 1 million naira damages, making it 2 million naira, as well as a letter of recommendation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. Musa. This is really getting interesting. So you heard. Okay, you can proceed.
Yes, I did. I heard that clearly, and thank you for okay. Thank you, Miss Adishewa. Mr. Musa suffered financial hardship. I understand, but you should also note that Mr. Musa suffered financial hardship. He even resigned from his old job in Abuja, where he was earning 200,000 naira. And also, beyond unpaid salaries, Mr. Musa endured distress. He endured distress, he endured stress, he endured reputational damage. And the company's refusal to honor its own agreements, it amounts to a fundamental breach. But we are here to ensure Mr. Musa gets adequately compensated for damages and breach of contract. If we cannot resolve this matter, we will not hesitate to take it to arbitration. But because we are here in good faith, seeking a good and a practical settlement, we are prepared to reduce our demand. We are prepared to reduce our demand to 2 million naira. 2 million naira for salaries in arrears, in addition to 6 million naira for settlements in lieu of damages.
Okay, thank you very much. If I got it correctly, you are asking for 2 million naira in arrears. That's for the 8 months being owed, and 6 million naira in damages, right?
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
Okay. Back to Barrister Adishwa. Due to want of time, I want to make it clear here. Are you concurring with the offer, the demands made by? Are you accepting this particular demand you just made now?
Thank you so much,
Barrister.
Mr. Mediator.
Okay.
My learned colleague said they would like to tend towards arbitration. I'm sure Mr. Musa would not like to go through that path because we are more than ready. But let's not waste our time. Like she said, in the spirit of settlement, we are willing to give Mr. Musa the 2 million naira salary arrears because we know he would have suffered a lot of hardship during that period, considering the fact that it was a lockdown event. And we are willing to give him 1.5 million naira damages, 2 million naira salary arrears, and 1.5 million naira damages. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. From what we have seen here today, we can see there's a very huge deadlock here, and I understand that both parties here hold different positions here, and that's very, very normal. I can assure you in mediation. So the key here is actually to keep on talking and look for areas where the interests might intercept or meet. So at this point, I would like to meet privately with each party in what we call a caucus. So whatever you say there will remain confidential unless there's an agreement to share that. So I'll be starting with the respondent, Barrister Dishwa and Ms. Adama, representing the A&B company. Please, can Mr. Musa, please can you and Mr. Your lawyer, Miss Fivo, can you give us the room, please? Thank you very much.
All right.
No problem.
Barrister Dishwa, are you still on the call?
Yes, I am. I am, Mr.
Okay, yeah,
Mediator.
thank you very much. And I hope Miss Adama is right here too, right? Is she on the call?
Miss Adama should be on the call. Miss
Okay,
Adama.
can we proceed without her?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So at this point, we should be looking at what matters the most here, because we can't keep going back and forth. Like you all said, the sole purpose of coming together or accepting to mediate here is actually to reach an agreement here. So I believe, and I know you believe too, that if we keep on going back and forth, we might end up not making any progress or any agreements. Am I correct? Hello, are you
Yes,
still on
sir.
the call? Okay, yeah, thank you
Yes,
very much.
I did get you very well, Mr. Mediator.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So at this point, we'll be looking at what matters the most here. Is it the financial compensation or the recognition of whether or not the termination was unfair? And you also made mention of arbitration here. So I know you are a lawyer, Barrister Deshua, so I'm assuming that you know the nitty-gritties of arbitration, that once the party moves into arbitration, if I'm permitted to be the arbitrator, the control of the entire section goes off your hands to the neutral arbitrator, and whatever he or she says there will be binding. Hope you're aware of that.
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
So are we still proceeding with mediation?
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you very much. So in order for us to make progress here, I sincerely think you should be reconsidering your offer, and I'll still do the same for the other party, because remember I told you that my sole purpose here is to guide the conversation and to ensure fairness, and also to help you both explore possible solutions here. So this is me doing my work. So if we are to talk about fair solution here, I think you should make more offers here, and this is a personal opinion. I'm not trying to push people into doing what you don't intend on doing. So, but looking at what is happening here, I think you can still make a better offer here. Are you with me?
Yes, Mr. Mediator. I thank you so much. I understand your point of view, but our company has a very, very strong policy of no working place. However, due to the unforeseen lockdown, which was neither fault of A and B company and Mr. Musa, we are willing to give him 2 million naira of his salary arrears. Clause 6 of his contract of employment clearly states that wrongful termination will lead to compensation. However, he was not wrongfully terminated. Mr. Musa fully holds his position as a marketing assistant in A and B company. We are not disputing that. But since Mr. Musa wants to leave the company, he's claiming 20 million naira damages. And we, however, do not have this kind of money due to the financial stability of the company. Due to the lockdown, we lost a lot of resources and we lost a lot of employees. So we would like if Mr. Musa can consider our offer of 1.5 million naira.
Hello, are you still on the call?
Yes, I am.
Please, can you repeat what you said? I didn't get.
I said that our company policy is a very, very strong one. No work, no pay. However, we understand the fact that due to the lockdown event, Mr. Musa lost a lot of resources and he wasn't able to work. Neither was he able to join another company because he was still working for us or he was still employed with us. We understand Mr. Musa's plight. But the company went down financially during this period. It ceased operations. So we lost a lot of resources and employees. However, we are willing to give Mr. Musa 2 million naira of his salary arrears and 1.5 million naira as compensation. Mind of clause 6 of his contract of employment clearly states that wrongful termination will lead to compensation. We are not disputing that, but we did not wrongfully terminate Mr. Musa. The reason why we are giving Mr. Musa 1.5 billion naira as damages is because we delayed his salary for the 8 months that he was not paid. So we would like if Mr. Musa can consider our offer. Thank you.
Okay, I am really sorry because of my network. I didn't really get the amount you said in damages. Can you please repeat that?
We are willing to give Mr. Musa 2 million naira of his salary arrears and 1.5 million naira damages.
Okay, thank you very much. You may now step down while I talk to Mr. Musa and Mr. Musa's lawyer. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Musa. Are you here? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I'm assuming that your lawyer is still on the call. So thank
Yes.
you very much for agreeing. Okay, thank you very much for agreeing to this private section. This whole conversation is very and highly confidential, which means I will not be able to share what you say here unless you agree for me to do that. So the sole purpose of this private section is actually for you to speak openly about your concerns and priorities, and also looking at the deadlock, because we can't keep on arguing back and forth. So I met with the other party. So based on what you have been saying, I personally think for us to actually make progress here, we will be able to look into things, because I understand that you are looking for a very fair compensation here for yourself. So looking at what's happening right now, I think you can still actually concede a little bit. But this is just a suggestion I am making. I am not imposing that on you. So what's your opinion on that, or what's your position on that?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mediator. And while they have their reasons for the amount they choose, it should be noted that my client, Mr. Musa, endured stress, he endured financial hardship, and a lot of things due to this lockdown and due to the inaction of the company. Mr. Musa, this is up to you. Acceptance is up to my client. Mr. Musa, are you comfortable with the proposal made by A and B company of 1.5 billion as compensation for the hardship caused by the company and 2 million naira for salary in arrears?
I can accept the 2 million salary arrears because that is how much I'm meant to be getting. But the 1.5 million, I'm not okay with that. I went through a lot. My children had to drop out of school at some point because I could not pay the school fees. So right now, I'm saying they should give me 2 million. They can at least give me 2 million as damages. But the 1.5 is not enough for me. It's not covering up what I've gone through during this process.
Thank you, Mr. Musa. Mr. Mediator, as you can see, Mr. Musa, my client here, does not agree with the 1.5 million naira salary, 1.5 million naira for compensation of the hardship cost please, we would like to propose 2 million naira for 2 million. We'd like to propose 2 million naira for salary in arrears and 2 million naira for payment of salaries in arrears, because we understand that the reason of this mediation session is to resolve the matter amicably. So we'd like to propose 2 million naira for compensation of salaries instead of 1.5 million naira. And this compromise represents my client's sacrifice for peaceful resolution. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. But I need to clarify things here. You are accepting the 2 million naira for the salary arrears, right?
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Mediator.
and the other 2 million naira you are demanding, it's now for the damages, right?
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Mediator.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. You may step down now so I can actually talk to them. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hello, Barrister Dishwa. Are you here? Are you still on the call?
Yes, I'm still on the call, Mr. Mediator.
Okay. I made or I stated your proposal to them and they refused that. However, they made a proposal of they accepted the salary arrears, saying that that was what they are being owed. But for the damages, they said that the 1.5 million is a little bit small. They are demanding for the damages of 2 million naira. So, what you see on that?
Mr. Mediator, I've spoken with the company manager and we had a consensus at a meeting of mine, and he has agreed to give Mr. Musa 2 million naira in damages. However, he states that since the company is recovering from the lockdown event, he would like if Mr. Musa could work for us for the next 3 months, at least to stabilize operations. So our offer is, we are willing to give him 2 million naira for the salary arrears. We are willing to give him 2 million naira in damages, a letter of recommendation for future job applications, and he will work for us for 3 months till operations stabilize. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. If I can clarify things here, the 2 million naira in damages, you agree to that, right?
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
Okay, you also proposed giving a letter of recommendation, right?
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
Okay, then about him working for you for 3 months, will the 3 months be paid?
Yes, 3 months will be paid.
Okay. Let me relay the offer back to them. Thank you very much. You may step down now. Hello, Barrister Fav, and hello, Mr. Musa. Are you still here? Okay. In the spirit of justice. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. In the spirit of justice, equity, and fairness, A and B company has accepted to pay the damages. They accepted to pay the damages of 2 million naira, which you demanded. They also offered a letter of recommendation. However, they made a demand saying that you must work for them for 3 months, but these 3 months will be paid. So before they will actually accept your entire demand. So are you accepting that?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mediator. The decision is up to my client, like I said earlier. Mr. Musa, are you ready to accept the 2 months payment for salaries in arrears, in addition to 2 million for compensation of damages, and you have to work with the company for 3 months with salaries paid, right? Though, are you ready for that?
That
Are you
sounds
conceding?
that sounds all right to me. That sounds good. I can do that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Musa. We understand the company encountered loss due to the lockdown, and Mr. Musa is ready and is willing to work for the company, in addition to
Okay.
the 2 million naira for compensation and 2 million naira for salaries in arrears.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. So I'll be relaying that to them. Then when we go back to the joint section, I'll help reframe your interests. So without changing anything, so and the proposal, and tell them that you have already accepted their proposal. So you may step down for a bit. Thank you very much. Okay, Barrister Adishewa, are you still on the call?
Yes, I am, Mr. Mediator.
Okay, the Mr. Musa and Mr. Musa's lawyers already accepted the offer, and I would like to ask you again. This is the correct offer. Let me restate it back so there won't be any mistake here. The offer is that you are paying the 2 million naira salary arrears. You are paying 2 million naira in damages. You are giving him a letter of recommendation, and he will be working for your company for 3 months with pay.
Yes,
Did you get
Mr.
what I said?
Mediator. Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Mediator.
Okay. So we'll be going back to the joint section so we can actually hear each other out, and I'll state out the demand, the proposal and the acceptance, so everyone can understand each other. Thank you very much. Okay. Back to thank you everyone for coming back. Hope you guys are here.
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Mediator.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you
Mr.
very much
Mediator.
thank you very much for sharing your positions clearly, as we discussed the key issues, the possible areas of agreement, and we also had a private section here. So we have reached an agreement, so which I'll be recording in terms, and I'll be drafting the terms of settlement here, which the both party will review and sign after confirming that, and I'll be sending it directly to you through your email, so you can actually sign and send back to me. So let me restate the proposal so we'll be clear and very, very clear on this, so we won't come back talking about mistakes here. So what the proposal here and what the agreement here is that there will be a 2 million naira salary arrears to be paid to Mr. Musa. There will be a 2 million naira in damages to be paid to Mr. Musa. There will be a letter of recommendation, and also Mr. Musa, you will be working for the company for 3 months. Am I correct? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Mr. Mediator.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. I'll be sharing my screen now for you to see the document. Then I'll be sending it to your emails, so you can actually sign and send it back to me. So just give me a minute, please. This is the terms of settlement. Please confirm whether everything that you have said is included in it.
Yes, it is, Mr. Mediator.
Yes, it is, Mr. Mediator.
Okay. Thank you all for being here today. So before I give my closing statement, please, Mr. Musa, do you have anything to say to the company?
No, it was nice to have them come to this mediation session. I did not know they would be up for it, but I'm happy that they were willing to resolve things this way.
In
Okay,
addition,
thank you very much. Okay, you can talk.
in addition to that, we accept the terms with commitment. And to A and B company, thank you. Thank you for honoring this session. And finally, to Mr. Mediator, thank you. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for facilitating this mediation session and for making sure we come to a reasonable conclusion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Barrister Adeshwa, since you are the company's legal counsel, do you have anything to say to Mr. Musa?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, mediator. We are happy that we're able to reach a resolution, and we are happy that Mr. Musa is going to continue to work for us. Although our policy was no work, no pay, we had to shift ground, we had to reconsider that, and we also had to factor in the fact that Mr. Musa was willing and able to work for us. So we appreciate Mr. Musa and my learned colleague, Mr. Musa's lawyer, Barrister Favor. It was nice being in this mediation session with you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mediator.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for participating fully in today's section. I appreciate the respectful way you engaged in the process and that we have been able to discuss the key issues and we were able to explore the possible solutions too. So mediation is all about finding a common ground, even where differences remain. We have taken an important step here by sitting together in this online meeting to have this conversation. So I encourage you all to build on this progress that is made today. And on behalf of everyone here, I want to say a big thank you to the parties for their cooperation and their commitment to this process. Thank you very much and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Group 2, for that session from everyone. Well done to the team for coming up and putting together that presentation and working on it. We say a good job to you on that behalf. We've heard from both teams. They have done their simulation. They have passed the message across, and we have seen how they have handled it. So we want to go back to our mentors to give feedback to the simulations, to both simulations, so that we can get better perspective on what they have done, the approaches they used, were they correct, or were they things that they could have done better? So we'll be going firstly to Mr. Nyacham. Mr. Nyacham, thank you so much again for being here. All right, we want to hand over this mentors feedback session to you. Welcome, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to sincerely start by appreciating all the participants and for a job well done. I was really excited when I saw the way and manner they went about the practical. It's just a sign of dedication, commitment, and preparation. That's a very, very wonderful. I really appreciate them for putting up that together. For them to be able to have a smooth session. In fact, the processes they followed, including caucusing, was really wonderful. Really, really wonderful. I really appreciate them. Thank you so much for your time, your effort. I just hope and pray that you take steps further, take the certification training so that you become professional in what you do. So having said so, we have other mentors in their house. I want them to give their comment. Mr. Isaac. Mr. Isaac here with us.
Yes, Lanchan, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Yes, today, as you indicated, let me appreciate the mentees as well. They have done a human's job. It's a good job that they have done. Even people who have even done training in this will find it sometimes difficult to do simulations and other things. But with them, they have not really done any actual training, but they themselves being able to plan this and do this is commendable. So let me appreciate them for their effort and good job, guys. You've done well. Going to the work that you've done, I think both teams, I think you followed the same pattern, and having been able to also get a terms of settlement at the end of the process, it's really nice to watch you, which is great. So my only issue was about the preparation stage, when you welcome the parties, and they introduce themselves and who they represented. At least the mediator should have engaged them to prepare them for the process. What are they there for? And what should they expect from the process? How is the process going to go? Who speaks first? Who does what? And how is the flow of communication and everything will be done during the discussions? And what steps are they going to follow? I believe the mediator could have done better. The two mediators could have done better in ensuring that they educate the parties along that line. And in some mediations, you have to also manage the lawyer and the mediator, and the parties. If the parties come and the parties are not saying that the lawyer should talk on their behalf, you can engage the parties whilst their lawyers assist them in talking, so that it won't be like a lawyer-led conversation, because although the lawyer is there to assist the client, but the discussion is not really about the interest of the lawyer, but the client. That is why sometimes you get to a point, lawyer will say, let me confer with my client and all that. So if you have begun with the client, the lawyer would have been assisting the client in making those deals and negotiation, because it is the interest that the party is looking for. And so in most mediation, you will see the parties doing the talking and the lawyer will be assisting. But the lawyers can also talk as you did, which is very good and excellent. The first mediator, when I've mentioned that the first time I mentioned about mediation process, I spoke about the processes where you need to generate options. So you got to a point where you were, what do you have to say about it? Then they also said this, what do you have to say? So you were back and forth, because after they have made their opening statement, you couldn't generate options or agenda for that discussion. So if you have been able to generate the agenda which will lead the discussion, that would have made the parties focus on the agenda rather than back and forth, where it got to a point you realize that, oh, there is a deadlock. So we want to break them into caucusing. So even sometimes in professional practice, you don't even tell the parties there is a deadlock. You tell them that at this point, I would like to speak with you privately. You don't tell them that I can see there is a deadlock. No, you don't tell them that. You tell them that at this point, I want to meet you privately and have some discussions with you. So at in most practices, you have to ensure that once the parties have made their opening statement, you must be able to create thematic areas which will serve as the agenda. So if I heard you right, the two of you are talking about issues concerning, it was about employment matter. So employment, the person was engaged and a disaster occurred, then an issue of compensation and other matters. So then you can now start discussing those agenda one by one. Or you can even say that you realize that maybe there was a communication gap, but they can talk about all those things. Then you discuss them. That will give you their points rather than So you realize that when you were doing the caucusing as well, you were shuttling between the part in caucusing like that. But well, but you cannot be you say this. The person can say that yes, when you are meeting the other party, discuss, we can share with him. That is fine. But you can't be shuttling. This person say you go and communicate, then you come back and you communicate. No, you discuss with this able to have a discussion with them, and you finish for this one. You bring them back into the plenary session, which is the joint session. Then they themselves will now. So I have met the two of you, and having met the two of you, you have agreed on what you want to do going forward. So can you share with each other? Based on that, the two parties can now share their discussion with each other. Okay, we going forward, we have agreed to do this. Then the other party also share their side. Then you, the mediator, will ask them about looking at this that they have raised. What do they want to do going forward? Based on that, the parties will now come with the solution that they have agreed upon. So these are some of the strategies that you can adopt in making sure that you get a solution that works for them. And to those who are serving as lawyers, when it comes to mediation, whether when you are a lawyer or a party and you are doing simulation, that is where you also use it to develop your negotiation skills because you become a negotiator. So the mediator is only helping you to negotiate. So you use it to, so you remember your mediation and your negotiation strategies, how to negotiate, how to do this, how to give in this, how to do that. You remember all those things and then bring them on board to ensure that you negotiate effectively, not because you must get something, but because people must understand you and must know that the reason why they must give that thing to you. I think basically this is what I have to say. And I'm entering another meeting. I may not be able to talk much today. So thank you all, and let me congratulate you once again. Thank you, Nanchan.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Isaac, for that wonderful contribution. Can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Right? Okay, that's okay. So we have another mentor in the house who wants to comment.
We have three mentors in the class currently.
Okay, so which other Omotayo is here around?
Yes, Mr. Omotayo is on the call. I think so.
Omotayo, please, over to you if you have anything. Hello, Omotayo, can you hear me?
Okay, I don't think she's on the call any longer.
Okay.
Yes, but we have Mr. Babajide
Yes?
on the call.
Okay, Mr. Babajide, please.
Good evening, everyone. So I'd like to do a recap of Group 1 and Group 2. I must say that we had a scintillating mediation. They did well. I mean, even though their lawyer self was very obvious, but I mean, they did extremely well. Okay, so for Group 1, Group 1 did introduction, which is nice. And they mentioned the person that brought the claim mentioned his claim. She was very succinct. And then the mediator mentioned the rules, and then there was the open statement. I think that the mediator touched on some of the ingredients of. Okay, so notice is that in mediation, the lawyers are not really necessary. It is parties. And so the mediator should stand on his or her feet to ensure that the lawyers do not take over. Why? Because they are always on their wig, even though they are in a mediation session. They always think like a lawyer and make it difficult. I get the reason why we had a smooth sail tonight was because parties knew that at some point they had to get to that stage of agreements. So they were ready to board. But in real life scenario, the people I saw tonight, I don't think things will move on. In fact, it got to a state that they had to say there was a deadlock. And so mediation, stores like Mr. Isaac said, must stand to your feet. The lawyers at the session are just like they say, they're just to observe, basically. And you just maybe once in a while, if the find that things are not going the way it should be, in rare circumstances, maybe just is dropped to the parties. But basically, that really ought to be seen and not be heard. I mean, you as a lawyer, you discuss with your client. Okay, this I feel we should. What don't you see from this perspective? Do you understand? So that's basically what I see. So it's not even for the mediator to say, barrister so lawyer to so and so party. What do you see to this? No, the basic line is mediation is party driven. Everything that will be done is party driven because all these things that we fight all the time, partly like in mediation, it might be an issue. It might be just one thing that is the whole thing. It might just be that maybe because the HR did not at least reach out to me on call to know how I'm faring for 8 months. That is the issue. That if I had that call, I wouldn't have about 2 billion. I mean, everybody knew what happened during lockdown, but because you did not even care, that might just be the bottom line. You didn't care about my welfare, and if you can just so it's for the major thought to bring out that salient fact while they are talking. If the representative of the company could just say, "I'm sorry," maybe that period too. God forbid, one of our enemies' family was also had COVID, and she couldn't reach. She was also in emotional issues, or she lost her number, or just explain why she couldn't reach out, or even she couldn't even feed her family because she was also not earning. And so the other party could feel, oh, now I understand why you could not reach out. Don't just forget the damages. Even I can do with half the salary, I don't mind. In fact, it will even be the other party that would, at the end of the day, since that's the issue, don't worry. You understand? And so, and once the lawyer knows that it will be paid for the service, then he allows you is party driven, allow them to drive the process. So that's basically what I see for group one. I kept hearing we won't agree, we won't abba. Please, as lawyers or as mediators, so as lawyers, we should ensure that we go into mediation trying to reach a compromise, trying to reach a win-win. So I don't want to dwell much on that because the other mentor has mentioned the other aspects. For group two, I would say group two did well as well. I mean, I like the way his practice. He kept mentioning, is this what you said? Did I hear it correctly? There's always a need to ensure that you understand both parties, and while you speak sometimes and which I make into practice, you understand both parties. By the time you say this is what you said, they might even think it over again. That is this really the truth of the matter? Should we look at it from this perspective? So it's a good idea. Be sure you understand both parties so that you don't work on assumption. My dad will always say that assumption, why will you assume? Assumption is the lowest form of reasoning. So ensure that you understand both parties. So I give that to the mediator. So I will also want to reiterate this same point here that the councils are just to guide. Councils are just to guide when necessary. I mean, in fact, if we can do away with the lawyers when we get to mediation, just ensure that you allow them to be free. No legalities, no I have to Nigerian law, because I mean Nigerian law and evidence act does not come to place here. Parties want to get to the salient point of the matter. We want to get to the real issue, the real meat. What actually is made you angry? You can be surprised that what made you angry was not even the money. What made you angry was you people could not even say I should come back. Do you understand? So we want to know what, and you see, clients are very funny. They will go to that point. It's you lawyers that you are waiting to cross-examine. No, they will go straight to it. And so that we should always put in mind going forward in our training, that we get the meat of the matter. We ensure that the introductions we have well done. We ensure the mediator, like the other mentor mentioned, does. I mean, you have to be vast with the matter, and so that's why in mediations we make use of professionals. I mean, those that are professionals in the field, so that you know where this is coming from. You want to get the meat. Why is the matter like this? So, by and large, you did a very good job. Keep it up. Congratulations. Over to you. I'm done. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Mr. Nyacham, are you there, sir? Hello, Mr. Nyacham.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Adam. Wonderful. So great. Now, I will just make two comments and then call it a day. Just as I have said, I appreciate all the mentees for a job well done. It would not be perfect because, of course, some of them have not taken the standardized mediation training. So, but for the level of the mentee, I would need to say that they have done wonderfully well. Now, let me just take a comment from the inception. Now, mediation is a voluntary process. Can you confirm you can hear me?
We can hear your voice is breaking a bit, but we can hear you, sir.
I think mediation is a voluntary process. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. In a voluntary process, for the parties to agree to come for the mediation, is a matter of choice. So one thing you will do when they come before you is to appreciate them. You thank them for this mediation and appreciate them for availing themselves for the mediation session. Now, whether at the end of it they settle or they don't settle, as long as parties are able to find an avenue for them to discuss, one way or the other, it will have effect. It will have an effect on the party. It will have an effect on the party. Because where there is a conflict, most times discover that where there is a conflict, you discover that there is a breakdown in communication. Are we together?
Sir.
Yeah, so where there is a conflict, there is a breakdown in communication. So where there is breakdown in communication, the conflict keeps escalating because the parties are not ready or willing to come together, discuss, even where there are obvious reasons to do so that they will find a solution. They will not do so. So the conflict has a tendency of escalating. So when parties voluntarily decide to come for a discussion in mediation, first of all, appreciate them, thank them for coming. Now, another thing you need to do is there are three opening statements. One of the opening statements is given by the mediator himself. The two other opening statements are given by the party. And most times, we go for the person who made the presentation, who brought the matter first, so that he will tell us his own side of the story. Now, when the parties are before you as a mediator, you are going to give your own opening statement, which will encompass your credentials as a mediator. Okay, I'm a mediator certified by Settlement House JDR Training, and I've been mediating these matters of this nature, for a while. I have so and so certification, so I'm a lawyer. Sometimes some of these things they're able to give the parties a perspective of who the mediator is, and as to whether he also possesses the subject matter expertise. So once you are able to do that, then you give an introduction of what mediation is, you explain to them, and you can confirm from the party if some of them have been in a mediation session or not. Now, whether they have been in a mediation session before or not, you need to explain to them what mediation is all about, the core values, the principles, in mediation. You need to help the parties understand that mediation is a voluntary process. Every where a third party neutral is appointed to assist the parties in discussing their issues and finding a way forward for a possible solution. So when you explain to them, you tell them what mediation is all about, you tell them about the principles of mediation. You are not there to judge, and you are not in charge. You are only there to assist the party discuss. And so parties, because of the voluntary nature, can decide at any point in time to withdraw. Now, once you are able to establish those principles, you are impartial, you actually don't know any of the parties, and you are there basically because of your knowledge and expertise to assist them in their conversation in finding a solution that befits their issue. That's the basic thing explain to them. Then after you do that, once you are able to do that, you help them to understand the processes in mediation. Help them to know that, okay, anybody can start talking, but for the purpose of this session, you would want the person who brought the matter to speak first. Then, after that, you tell them that after one person finishes speaking, the other person will also have an opportunity to speak or say his own part of the story. Now, gradually, you will now be moving into setting rules and regulations. And instead of telling them the rules and regulations, you should try to find out how you can collaboratively establish the rules and regulations. Now, you let them know that, because this is a mediation session, you will want them to speak as matured people with decency. What do they think about it? They'll say, of course. And then when somebody says something that you are not comfortable with, instead of responding, you can as well maybe jot it down, note it down so that you can respond when it is your own time to respond. So will it be good, for example, to allow someone to finish speaking, and then when it is your own turn to respond, then you say, okay, that's fine. So you see, the rules and regulations that you are looking for, you will help them to take part in setting the rules, so that at the end of it will not be as if say you are a mediator, you just came and told them that, put off your phones, don't answer calls, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this and that. You become more or less like a dictator. Please confirm if you are with me.
Yes, sir, we are.
Are you confirming if you can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you collaboratively set the rules and regulations as to communication, use of abusive words or words that tear up someone or make him angry, things like that, Once you agree, we agree to put our phone on silent so that not every minute and second will be responding to messages or answering calls. Is that okay with us? But it will help our conversation if there are no problem. So, but if there is an urgency or there is something urgent that you need to attend or answer a call, you can take an excuse and then we'll excuse you. So you see, you have collaboratively established some rules and regulations instead of you just giving them direct instruction. They should not do that. Once you're able to set the table, another thing you need to explain to them again is that in the course of the mediation, there may be need for you to have a private or personal conversation with when that time comes. Can you hear me?
Sorry, your voice is ceasing now, sir.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you now, sir.
Yes, so when that time comes,
Sorry, can we all hear Mr. Nyacham, or is it just me?
No, I can't hear him. I think his network must have cut him off.
Okay. Mr. Nyacham, are you with us, sir? Your network has gone bad again. Okay, so I think his network has logged him out of the call. Sincere apologies for that. I don't know. Do we have before? Okay,
can you
I don't
hear
know if
me?
he's okay. We can hear you now, sir.
All right. So now, once you're able to establish your rules and regulations, help them understand that you may, in the course of the proceedings, have what is called caucus. And caucusing is a time where the mediator have any of the parties. And if the parties have lawyers, you may decide to have this caucusing with the lawyers or with the parties themselves separately. When you explain to them, they will understand, and so it will help you. So that when the time comes and you say, okay, I want to have a personal discussion with you, say, what are you going to be discussing with them personally? Please, let's discuss everything here. When you don't explain to them what it means at the inception, and you started requesting that you want to have that time, you may run into problems. So you try as much as possible to explain to them that there will be a time that you may need to go for what is called caucusing. So once you explain to them what caucusing is, the processes and procedures follow, once that is done, then you have set the stage for you to commence your mediation session. And I've seen that some of you have done wonderfully well. Start by this one I'm talking to you comes during the mediator's opening statement. Some people call it the opening speech by the mediator. You explain to them the process and what mediation is, the principles, the issue of confidentiality. confidentiality, and then you need to confirm, like this case that you did, you know, it is a company that is involved. So one thing that you need to do is you confirm from them if they have signed what is called an agreement to mediate. That agreement to mediate actually helps the parties to understand that yes, they are in the process and they are there deliberately. They are not controlled. They know what it entails, and that all the processes and the discussions are confidential, and they are not binding unless you reach an agreement. You know, so if they confirm they have signed the agreement to mediate, then you need to confirm if it is not a personal dispute. If it is not a personal dispute, it is a company, like in this example. If you are representing a company, the mediator will need to confirm if the representative of the company has what is called letter of authority, or if he has what is called power of attorney to represent the company. The reason for that confirmation is so that you will not, after you waste all your time and your energy trying to find a solution, then when it is time to now agree, then the person will tell you that, you know, I will need to call my boss because I cannot actually take a decision. So you need to know whether the person has authority to actually take decision, and whether that decision, if taken, is binding on the party. You need to confirm that. Once you are able to confirm they have authority and they sign the agreement to mediate, then you go into mediation session. The first party gives its own opening statement. After that, one important thing that you need to also do is, after a party finishes the opening statement, what you need to do is you need to summarize what the party has said and what the party wants, so that you will have this confidence that yes, you have the confidence that you have listened, and you have listened attentively, and you will be very excited. So when you summarize what you have said and you said, okay, and this is what you want, this is what you want, this is what you want, yes, you will not hear it, then you can now say, okay, so give the opportunity to the other party to also say so. After you finish, try to summarize and identify the things that are important to the party as the things that he or she wants in the mediation session. Once you are able to do that, you know, they will be happy. Now, one important thing that you need to do, just as one of the mentor has said, is guide your conversation. There is need for you to have what is called agenda. Agenda, just like most of the meetings you have agenda for the meeting. It guides your discussion. And so from what the parties have said, you can collaboratively identify issues that are very important to us. So, like the example that you take, Mr. Musa, you need to confirm whether one of the issues you need to discuss is, I think one of the issues you need to discuss whether or not Musa has been employed by the company, whether or not really he has been given an employment letter, he has done and finished documentation, and then if you are able to establish that, you need to also know whether he's entitled to compensation or not. These are some of the issues that you need, and the issue of the amount for the compensation. These are some of the things that you identify or compromise, and then if you agree, collaboratively agree to discuss it, that forms your agenda. Why do you do so? Because if, for instance, the parties are unwilling to discuss about that particular thing, you are going to run into trouble, because if you set an agenda that the parties do not agree with you to discuss about it, let's say, for example, the parties are in a family dispute and the woman is a career woman. The woman is a career woman. She said that she needs like 5 years before she can start giving birth to children. Now, if you are setting your agenda and you decide to include the fact that you want to indicate as part of your agenda childbearing, then you should know that you are going to run into a deadlock, because one of the parties is not willing to discuss anything childbearing. So collaborative form agenda, and that agenda has to be something that the both parties are willing to discuss. And once you form your agenda, number 1, number 2, number 3, you pick them one after the other. On agenda number 1, part A, what do you say? Part B, what do you say? Now you are the one that will know at which point in time you will need to go for a caucus. You don't need to announce it. Just say, okay, at this point, I want to have a personal discussion. The one I told you about, one of the parties. I want to have a personal discussion with you. You see, that's what you need to do. Once you do that, you are. So I think basically these are some of the major things that I want to point out. In addition to what the other mentors have said on the processing. Other things, you have done wonderfully well. And then in the course of time, as you progress, we are going to learn more, especially for those of you who want to take a step further by becoming certified mediator. Thank you very much. And over to you, Mr. Daly.
All right, thank you very much, sir. All right, I think it's safe for us to call it a day, but just before we go, can we kindly turn on our videos, right, so that we can quickly take pictures, and call it a day. So please, if you can, please turn on your videos so that we can take pictures. All right, thank you, everyone. All right, so we are done with that. All right, we are done taking the pictures. Thank you, everyone. We have come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much to the mentors that were on call, and to the mentees that participated in the simulation, and to also those that spend their time listening. Right, we really, really do appreciate your time and presence in class. So we'll be calling it a night in class. We hope that you've been able to get everything that the mentors have said in terms of the corrections that they made to the presentation. Well done to you on the depth of research that you guys made. With that, we will be seeing you in the next class. The next class will be arbitration simulation. the tasks and the group leaders, the people who will be assigned as group leaders, will be done either today, this night, or tomorrow morning. So please watch out for that. So thank you once again, everyone. To the mentors, we really sincerely do appreciate your presence in the class. Thank you for always showing up and coming to help show our mentees, teach them and show them how to become better ADR practitioners. With that, we've come to the end of today's class. Do all have a lovely night rest. Good night, everyone.
Okay, thank you, mentors. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Yes, good night.